Today on My Window, we are honoring veterans of all generations and all conflicts who have served our country proudly. Joining me today is a husband and wife team. We have Scott Loxley, who is a veteran from Iraq, deals with Central Oregon Veterans Outreach, and Robyn Loxley, who is a veteran of the most recent combat global war on terror. So welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
First of all, as a married couple in the service, that must be very difficult. I know that you're retired now?
That is correct.
Okay, but you're still active.
Actually, I did leave the military in November of 2010.
Okay.
So we did have some time together while he was on active duty and I was on reserve.
Okay, that must have been tough though,
It
as
was.
a couple.
Absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is hard. You don't know necessarily when a roster could come up, a manifest, you're going to deploy your unit, especially in the area that our military occupational specialty. That happens quite frequently. And as well, something that's very difficult for reservists and National Guard particularly are the number of rotations or deployments overseas. And those are having a significant impact. Often we would see the reserves and National Guard even deploy more than the active duty.
Oh, wow.
And these are citizen soldiers who didn't necessarily agree to be active duty, but that has been the deployment, or what we call operations tempo.
Mm-hmm. And Robyn, you've been deployed 4 times.
Yep. Sure
Where were
have.
you deployed?
I went to Kosovo and I went to Afghanistan after that, and then within a year I was going to Iraq. As a reservist, I spent the majority of my time, 6.5 out of 10 years, on active duty.
Wow. And what is your specialty? What do you do?
Psychological operations.
Okay. And so you were also in Iraq.
Yes, I was.
Were you deployed at the same time?
Yes, we were.
Yeah. And what's your specialty?
I'm a psychological operations officer.
Okay.
So we are in the same field of expertise within the military, which is a very small piece. There are 3 battalions within the entire Army, and no other branch has psychological operations.
Well, and it sounds like it's a very desired.
The majority of
branch
our
as well.
force, I think last time I heard, was 76% is composed of reservists. So you're very, very busy.
So reintegration. We were talking before we came on, it would be really nice if it was all unicorns and rainbows and sunshine. And it is absolutely not that way. So you come back after spending a period of time overseas. What happens? Do you look at life here differently? Or what does that look like to you, Scott, when you look at that?
I've been told that, war may not always damage you, but it will change you. And your priority set will adjust significantly. And what you saw as being of such importance prior to such an experience it adjusts significantly. It really does.
New perspective, maybe.
New perspective.
Yeah. Was it the same for you, Robyn?
Absolutely, and you really kind of are able to look through a clearer lens of what you've taken for granted, not only as an American, but as someone that, I love the state of Oregon. I've lived here my whole life, and we have so many opportunities and benefits, especially within Central Oregon, that can be utilized, and taking advantage of that. I have the ability to have health care. I have the ability to go to school. We have a home, and we can provide things for our children that wouldn't be there if we didn't have that time in the military.
Well, and I also want to talk, because we've got a minute left, but Scott, you're turning around and using your experiences in the military to help other veterans, right? Through Central Oregon Veterans Outreach?
That's right. I'm the most fortunate person here in Central Oregon. I get to help veterans and work with other veterans to do so, and it's the most satisfying work that I've done outside of the military. And there's such a need in this area. There really is. We are seeing unprecedented numbers of homeless and homeless veterans, and I would note very quickly, most significantly, female veterans. We've seen a 600% jump from 2010 to 2011 in homeless female veterans.
Really?
Yes, and that's unacceptable at any percentage, but where it is now, it could be higher. We'll do another homeless shelter count in January to determine where we are.
Right, the one-night homeless
That is
count.
correct.
And we just have, it, to me, just an obscene number of our veterans are homeless. I mean, to have anybody be homeless, but to have these people who bravely served our country and now who are going through a difficult situation, it seems like as a community, it's our responsibility to get together and help those folks.
Absolutely.
We do, and I think awareness is chief among all of it. There are resources out there.
Sure.
They exist. COVO is very well linked and networked to those, but it's the awareness of them. I don't think it's a lack of resource. For example, in Prineville, it's just simply knowing that they're out there,
Right.
they can be accessed, and how do you do that?
That's right. Well, I thank you both for your service to our country, and thank you for coming in today to
Oh,
share your
thank you.
story. Thank you. Coming up, we're going to tell you all about the fun activities that you can share in to honor our veterans in the local Veterans Day parades.